Go.
Good afternoon. Welcome everybody. We are going to paint, draw and watercolor frogs today. So I hope you're enjoying this beautiful day. You may not even be on, but if you are on, be sure and say hello so I know who's painting with me today. We'll probably keep this one a little bit quicker, definitely, than the donuts yesterday. I never finished painting my donuts. I did come back and paint a little bit more, but I love the pictures that I saw of you that did your donuts. They look so delicious. I still haven't eaten any donuts. But anyways, we're gonna do frogs today. I'll try to keep this class a little faster because we need to be outside. It's so beautiful. I just got all of my grocery shopping done for the week, and so I went out and ran some errands, and without any incidents, everything was fine. So got everything that I needed. I even got the last jar of our favorite kind of peanut butter. I was so happy. There was one jar left. So that was a good thing, and I got paper towels. I didn't need toilet paper. Although I will tell you this, at Aldi's there was 2 packages of toilet paper sitting there, and I thought, should I go ahead and get one? I thought, I don't need it, and I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, because when I got out in the parking lot, and there was a older couple, and the lady came, her husband was staying in the car, and she came and she's like, I got toilet paper. She was happy she got toilet paper, so I'm glad I didn't take it. So anyways, but I hope you're all doing well and have the things that you need, and I know God takes good care of us. So we're gonna have some fun, and we're gonna paint frogs together, and I got a fun way we're gonna do this one. All right. Okay, so I got this book out where this isn't the kind of frog we're necessarily gonna, excuse me. I had to drink a smoothie really quick because I hadn't eaten yet. So now I'm kind of like, ugh. So I got this book out. This is one that my kids have had for years. Always read it to them. And it's watercolor, which is kind of cool. So I don't know if you can see the frog and kind of the way the watercolor is. So you got your light green under here. And you got your bright green here, and then you got your darker green at the top, but you can see where the colors blended together to make some patterns in them. So this book is Better Move On Frog. Like I said, we're not going to read it, but I just wanted to show you the last page in it, and you can tell we've read it a lot because this page is torn. But anyways, it's about all these different animals that find their homes. The frog is looking for a new home, and he keeps trying to move into everybody else's house. And he finally finds his home, and there he is with his Mr. and Mrs. Frog and all their baby frogs. And so actually there's a picture before that of some little frog eggs. There's no tadpoles. There might be, I don't know, you can't really tell, but little frog eggs. So if you want to do frog eggs, you can just remember what they look like. They're just little, they look like little A-balls, little white circles with black dots. But, and the reason I'm telling you this is we're going to do our frog family. So, say hello if you're on. I don't blame you if you're watching the replay because I'm committed to doing this with you guys, but as soon as we're done in here, we're gonna go out and we're gonna enjoy the outside. So anyways, we are going to draw our family of frogs. For us, for Caden has, how many brothers and sisters do you have, Caden? 7. He don't even want to say it. Whatever, you think they're the coolest people in the world. He's got 7 siblings, so that means I have 8 kids. So anyways, so we're going to just draw frogs. He can make his family of frogs how he wants to, but I'm just going to show you some different ways to draw these frogs. And I want you kids and adults or whoever's doing this to get creative with your family of frogs and kind of show what your family's like, okay? So anyways, we're going to get started. So when I make my frogs, this is my disclaimer. So frogs, I'm going to make skinny frogs and fat frogs. That does not mean that we have skinny people or fat people. I'm not going to be anybody in my family that sees this. I'm not trying to say anything about anybody. I just want to make different size frogs just to make it fun, just to get the personality. JC and Kenzie, hello. I'm glad you're here. I was thinking we were just going to be painting painting to the air today until everybody got on. But anyways, you guys ready to do your family of frogs? Okay, frogs are easy, I think. So if I were gonna get all of my 8 kids and my husband and I, that would make 10. And 3 grandkids, that would make 13. And then a fiance, which that means my oldest daughter is gonna get married in October, that would make 14. Anybody else? And then we have Kristen, a new baby, huh?
Kristen.
Oh yeah.
Carrie.
Oh yeah. And daughter-in-laws, 2 of them. So where are we at? 14, 15, 16. And then we got a new baby, a little frog egg coming. So.
Oh, and we have bows and.
I count a Bo and I count a Mila.
Because his wife.
He is. They're not together. So yeah, they're not. You knew that. So anyways, such as it is. So how many did we come up with? Like 15, I think. So we would have a lot of frogs. So I don't know that I could get them all. That's why I showed you the picture in the book. So some ideas. I'm sure not too many people have as many frog family members as I do. Okay, so you ready to get started? All right, so we're gonna go. I'm gonna make a log of frogs right across the middle of my paper, just going right across here. So I have my paper going. This is called horizontal direction. So I'm just going to start with across the middle. So I'm just thinking my frogs are going to be about this tall. So about the middle third of it. So I got the same space at the top and the same space at the bottom. So at the top of this middle third section, I'm going to make my little frog eyeballs. So I'm just making 2 circles. They can touch or almost touch, whatever you want to do. 2 circles and little black dots. Okay. So there's my little frog eyes. Okay, frog eyes are kind of on top of their head. All right, so now I'm gonna make my frog head. So these can be all different sizes. So I'm gonna curve down this way, almost like a football shape. And then I'm gonna come underneath and close it in, okay? So this is where you can have fun with the mouths. So let's say this is Mama Frog, okay? So I'm gonna put her smile, because moms are always happy, right? And then I'm gonna put the little, Mama might have a little bit chubby cheeks going on, but I want Mama to have some big kissy lips. So I'm gonna just do bump on the top, and then kind of a heart-shaped lips. So there's our Mama Frog. Okay, so there's her head. All right, now I'm gonna make Mama's shoulders here. So I'm gonna just come down underneath. I'm gonna just make a curve down and a curve down. And then let's do, we'll do the back legs first. Okay, so I'm gonna bounce up. Keep them close to the body because she's sitting. You know how frogs sit. You know how frogs sit with their legs all close up to them. So I'm making these tight curves on each side. Okay, so her toes, we're just going to give our frog 3 toes. So I'm going to come out. And then I'm going to come out, leaving a little bit of a gap. And then I'm just going to make a W in between. Okay? So I made it, or an M, I guess, if it depends on which way. And then I'm just going to put little circles on the end for the little sucker things. Okay, now you can also put little curves so they're webbed. Because frogs have webbed feet. So do you see what I did? Let me do it again. Okay, so let me put the hill here. So I'm going to come down and out. And then I'm going to make a bump up and a bump up where it comes out a little bit wider at the inside. And I'm going to make an M. Sorry, I said a W. That would be upside down. So I'm going to make an M in there and connect from one side of the foot to the other. And then I'm making the 3 little sucker circles for the little sucker things for their feet. Okay. Now, you can put a little line, like where the leg bends, a little line in there. Okay, so there the frog's got a bendy leg. All right. Now, her arms are just going to come down. We're doing 2 lines. There's one arm. 2 lines. There's the other arm. And then I'm going to do her hands just like her feet. So I'm going to come out where they get wider out. And then I'm going to make an M. In each one. And then I'm going to put a circle for her little sucker toes. And then you could just put a little, if you got a gap in there, and just put a line. Okay, so there's one frog. There is no way I'm gonna fit 15 or however many frogs. I don't even know what I ended up with on this. So, anyways, so we just have one frog here. So now let's do a daddy frog. Whoops, let me put a line right there. Okay, so let's do a daddy frog. So now I'm gonna come up, let's do a little bit different shape one. Okay, so I'm gonna come up, make his eyes. He's got big eyes. Like I said, this isn't really representing our family. But it could, who knows? Daddies are big. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit different. So I went across the top of his eyes, connected his eyes. So I'm gonna make the shape of his face a little bit different. So I'm gonna come out under the eyes. So I curved out, curved around, and curved back in. And if I keep his mouth up higher, it makes his chin bigger. Makes him look like he's got a mouthful of mosquitoes or flies or whatever they eat. Okay. You could do a frog tongue coming out of one of these, however you want to do it. Once you get a couple drawings of frogs under your belt, then you'll decide, oh man, I know how I want to do this one. And then we can add things to him. Okay, so we're gonna make this guy just a little bit different. And he's sitting up close to mom, so we might have to figure out some space things. So I'm gonna make his body. Okay. And his legs are gonna be going more out to the side. So I'm gonna make his knee. And then his foot's going more out this way. So it's an angle just a little different, okay? Her feet were more down, his feet are more going out. Still putting the little circles on his toes for the little sucker things. But yeah, we were doing web, making curves inside that. I forgot about that. Making little web toes. Okay. So now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna fit his other leg over here. So when you're putting stuff up close to each other and they're touching or they're behind, you just got to figure out a way to make it go behind them, and then you maybe don't see it. So mom's got her foot on top of him. So you can't see his foot over here. He's just too close. All right, so now I'm going to do the little arms. They don't have to go this. I got shorter arms for this one. They don't have to go all the way down. Get creative. M inside. M inside that one. Okay, so now his body's coming down here. So his hands aren't all the way down. Now you could make, he could have a white tummy. You could make the, like draw his, like a circle in for his tummy if you want to. So when you paint him, you can make that color different if you want. Okay. All right, so there's 2 frogs. You could even make, you could make these look like glasses too. That would be kind of cute. That frog's got glasses on. All right, let's do another frog. So I'm gonna come over to the other side and I'm gonna do one more. And then I'm gonna paint, and then we'll add some surroundings for the frogs to live in. And then I will paint, and then we'll be good for today, and then I'll let you guys go. So I'm starting with my 2 eyes. This one's up taller. And I'm just whatever shape you want. This is where you can just kind of start having fun with your frog faces. So I did a little bit different mouth. I'm gonna make, he really needs a longer tongue. Frogs have longer tongues. I could make this tongue go way out. Let's do that. All right, there's that frog's tongue. All right, now I'm gonna make this one little skinny neck going on. Okay, so let's do, I'm gonna leave a gap because I'm gonna come back and put his arms, but let's make a little skinny body. This frog needs to eat more. All right, I'm gonna do the knees up close here. I could do little lines inside Dad's legs, so Dad's got the bend. You can see the bend in the legs. They don't have to have those lines in there. If you want, you can do it. Okay, so his feet are way up close to him. I do an M inside to make his toes. All right, and the reason I didn't do his arms yet is I'm gonna make his hands on his knees. Maybe, try to. M. So I come out with my 2 arm lines, and then right on his knees, I make his hands. And close the bottom. All right, so then I'm gonna do a big circle on his tummy. All right, so that's all I have room for is those 3 frogs. Now, if you guys do your whole family, Kenzie and JC, I'm assuming maybe, is it just you 2 or do you have more siblings? Do you have other brothers and sisters, or do you have a family of 4? How many frogs would you put for yours? So we're gonna make these frogs sitting on a log. So all I need to do now is find a place that I can make a straight line that's going through, that kind of is at the same spot all the way across. Okay, and I'm gonna close this in. This end I'm gonna leave open. And my log is gonna be floating in the water, okay? So the bottom of the log is the water, not so much the log itself. So I'm making this side of the log open. Actually, I probably should have made, it should have stopped up sooner, but oh well. That's okay. We can make this. So here's, oh, how about some lily pads? So I'm not looking straight down on my picture, so a lily pad's not gonna be straight. So you're going to, you got a family of 4? All right. So if you look at a lily pad, you're gonna look at it from looking across the water. Same way you'd look at a cup, you'd see across the top. We talked about an ellipse yesterday when we made coffee cups. So that's kind of the shape you would do for your lily pad. And they have a little notch out of them. Okay. Now if we want to do a lily in our lily pond, you can just do a bunch of little petals, and then we'll make it, these will be fun. Paint all pretty colors, oranges or yellows or pinks. So lilies floating in the water, and then you can make a lily pad beside it. I always thought lily pads or lilies were on top of the lily pads, but actually the lily pads are like the leaves for your flowers. So the flowers are actually beside it. That's That's all I know. I don't know that much more. So those are some lily pads in my water. Okay, so behind the frogs, you could make some, do your water line. So I got my water line back here because they're like in a creek or a lake or a river or whatever. So there's my water line. So I know all this is water. Okay, so then I could make tall grass lines. So I can just make a lot of grass, and this would take some time, but you can go through and add grass in here. They could just be overlapping. You could even make so where they don't even come all the way down. And then we can paint all this green down in here. And I may run out of green paint because I don't have that much yellow left. We've done a lot of green stuff. Okay, so grass going all along. Grass gonna overlap. So just a lot of zigzags. Grass bent over. Curving to the side. Curving this way, going behind that one. Oh, I like the color. All right, there's all of our grass. So we'll paint all of that green in there. Okay. You ready to do some painting? All right. Okay, let's paint now. I can't wait to see your paintings, Kenzie and JC. You guys have been doing a fabulous job painting. All right, so I'm starting with yellow. I start with my lighter colors first with watercolor. So I'm getting my yellow really, really wet. I guess you can't see it. I'm about out of paints. I went and got my paints up from the school yesterday, and I was looking through my watercolors. I'm not much better. I don't have much in those either. Okay, so.
Did you get anything for watercolor?
Huh?
Did you get your stuff from?
I did. That's out in the studio. Okay, so I'm starting in the middle where I want my green to be lighter and like on their tummy area. And then I'm gonna paint this. I'm gonna get some water in it. But we're gonna turn that green a little bit. You guys got plans to go outside today, Kenzie and JC? I was supposed to have gotten my hair colored, highlighted on Monday. So I guess I could grab lemon juice and do it like the old days. My hair stylist would probably shoot me. It'd probably be bad for my hair, I'm sure. Sure, it dries it out. Who knows, the things we used to do for our hair when we were teenagers. So we would go to the pool or go lay out. We'd grab a spray bottle of lemon juice and spray it in your hair, and it was supposed to make your hair blonder.
Did it?
I don't know if it did or not. Oh, you're building fairy houses outside? How fun. That's awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. You guys will have good ideas for Friday's class then when we do fairies. Now you could put dots, so I'm gonna take my blue and I'm putting dots on my frog's tummy. So again, Lots of different textures we could do. So just like when we painted cupcakes, you gotta be careful that you don't let your wet paint get up next to your wet paint because it'll bleed together. So like I'm getting ready to do my Mama Frog's lips. So if I do her lips, I need to make sure, I probably need a smaller paintbrush for that, honestly.
Look at my...
Yeah. So I'm gonna do her lips and I don't want them to get wet and get all over the rest of her face, like where it just spreads everywhere. Like she didn't look in the mirror when she was putting her lipstick on. So I'm gonna let that dry. Okay. So I got pink on this. I'm gonna make my lilies. I should have done more lilies. More lilies would be fun. There's my lily, a pink lily. All right, so let's do some water. All right, so I'm gonna get my water wet first.
Oh yeah, I caught tadpoles today.
You did? Kaden goes down. We have a little bit of a creek. Is there much water in it?
Where I go, no.
No. How deep is the deepest part of our creek?
Probably,
to your waist? Where's it that deep?
It's farther down.
Oh. But on our property, is it that deep?
There's only one spot on our property that's the deepest, and it's probably up to
your thigh?
Yeah.
Most of the time it's just ankle deep, isn't it?
No.
No?
Usually, probably most of our creek is knee deep.
Knee deep? It wasn't that deep when we moved here. And we don't get rain.
Oh, the highest, if it probably rained here, it could probably be up to the knee.
I never knew it was that deep. So you can do your water like with blues and greens. If you're thinking pond water or creek water, it's probably not super blue. So you can just add different colors in there. Put some purple in there too if you want. Just kind of blend it in, which it'll make a darker blue color. It'll start looking like a Monet, the lily painting, water lilies. But I gotta let this dry before I paint my lily pads. But see how I got my paper wet? Get it wet, and then you can just add your colors into the water. I just do a little section at a time because it would dry too much if I try to do too much. Whoops, wind's blowing. Got the windows open. Very refreshing. I love having open windows. I wish we had weather year round for open windows, except on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But I think I'd still want the windows open and the fireplace and the snow if I wasn't cold. Let's do, so my log, quite the puddle of water. I went to Target today I wanted to buy some watercolors. Well, actually my granddaughter's birthday's tomorrow. She'll be 5. And I'm so sad that she's not here. This would be a day she'd be here with us. But anyways, she was here. The last time she was here was the very first painting, the cupcake painting that we did. So if you guys did that one, that's my granddaughter. And tomorrow's her birthday. And so I went to look. I wanted to drop off some stuff on her front porch tomorrow. And I wanted to get her her own watercolor set and some paper, and they didn't have any at Target. So I was kind of disappointed. But anyways, my mixing colors, I use orange and purple to make my brown. And if you want things darker, once your paint dries, you can add more layers. The more water you use, the less vibrant your colors will be. They're more washed out.
There's this tadpole I caught and it was really big. It's really like that big.
Tadpole that big? I'll have to go down up there with you and see.
I have it in my tadpole cage.
You have it in your tadpole cage in your room?
No, down at the creek.
Oh, you have a tadpole cage at the creek?
Mm-hmm.
Does it have legs and arms yet?
It has little legs.
Little legs?
Mm-hmm. I have 2 of them. I came back up here because all of them went away to the deep end.
Oh, they all went to the deep end. I forgot to paint Mama's toes. Ooh, we could paint Mama's toenails like they were painted with toenail polish. We could paint them pink. That would be cute. I need to repaint my toenails. They're all coming off from the last time I had them done. They look pretty sad. Might have to do that. Hear the lawnmowers? Can you hear them out my windows? I don't know if you can or not. Makes
What
me,
neighbor
it's like
is it?
napping sounds. Whoops, I didn't want pink. I just got my
My neighbor that goes over there, he used to mow during the day. I used to ride my dirt bike and I'd race him.
Our new neighbors?
Yeah.
Did he know you were racing him?
I don't think so. And I won every time.
You
I
did.
gave him a head start even. Like he'd
Well,
be
that's
happy.
not fair. If you didn't tell him you were racing him, then he didn't even get a chance. You
Well,
should
I was just
say,
doing
hey.
it for fun. Plus he'd mow me if I didn't want to be distracted.
No, probably not. Let's see, I don't know what the end of this, the log to be lighter, not darker. Anybody else watching today? I can't see who's, I'm looking at a picture, not really how many people are watching, but if you guys are on here and you didn't say hello, say hello. Make sure you share it and comment.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna paint my background.
Huh? Look at your frog's tongue, man, and you got some bugs. Yeah, we should have put some insects up, coming flying around. You could do some insects. Caden's got like a fly going by, so if you guys want to add some insects for your frog, if you did a frog tongue. Getting all my water in here. I need to do some watercolor catch up for all my pictures that aren't completely finished. We are getting quite elaborate with all of our places for our animals to live that we've been painting, and so it takes a little longer.
Look at my sky.
I did too green of water for back there. You're not gonna see it in my.
I don't even want
Oh, I love your sky. That's very cool, Kaden. Alright. My log kind of seeped into my water.
My log is probably about to disappear.
Let's see, is my mama dry enough with her lips? I can paint her face at least and get one full frog painted. Oh, I didn't make any tadpoles in my water. Here, over here where I haven't painted. Or not tadpoles, but frog eggs. They're just little circles. With black dots. There we go. Now I got all my kids. There's me, you, and Dad, Kaden. And then there's 8. How many did we say? 9,
Like 16.
10, I don't know, 11, that's 14. So we got a bunch of them. Hey, Terry. Oh, hey, Misty. Hi and bye. I was glad you stopped in to say hello. Hi, Terry. You just read a book about frogs to your students. Are you reading online to your kids? Oh, you're welcome for your sign. Do you just read online to them so they get to have you read stories to them? Isn't that cool? Kids love to be read to. That's Caitlin's favorite thing, was always to have me read her stories.
I need something.
Hayden, do you love me to read you stories?
Yeah.
You do? We finished up the Chronicles of Narnia series last summer. Those are awesome. We started watching Little House on the Prairie on TV, but I really should read them the books. Nothing better than books. Books are, I love TV, but I love the books, especially if I know that there's a book. I like to read the book first before I watch something. Good job, Kaden. You painted fast today. Can you see it? Can you show everybody?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big old tongue. His mouth is funny. And you got a fly up there. All right, good job, bud.
And I don't really like that. I like my watercolor.
Yeah, I like your watercolor too. All right. I'm gonna go back and paint. Oh, once I was in the mountain, man, I get distracted. I was painting Mama's face here. Hoping that her lips are not wet, because that lipstick's gonna smear all over her face. All right. Be a lot of green on this painting, so then you would do all your grasses back here green. I guess there's yellow. Almost don't really have any more to make green with. I may have to get online and order me some more watercolors. I want my green to be different because it's going to look like the frogs. So I'm putting some of the purple in it. Let's see. Get more of a Kelly green. There we go. Alright, before I get too sloppy, I'm going to let you guys go. There is our frog painting. You guys finish it up whenever you want to. and then come back and share what you did. Thanks for hanging out, Kinsey and JC. I appreciate you guys coming and painting. I look forward to maybe one day meeting you in person. But for now, we're having fun together painting, so I think it's awesome we can do it like this. So anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. And I'm going to sign off. And I'm going to finish putting groceries away that I didn't quite get put away. And get outside. You guys get outside and enjoy the day as well.